study,
and play come together on a Windows 11 PC.
And for a limited time, college students get
The best of both worlds.
Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
You survived the Miami weekend, nailed the speech, and maxed out your credit card in the name of friendship. Now you've got one hangover, 4 pastel dresses, and 0 reasons to wear them again. Sell them on Depop. Just snap a few photos, and we'll take care of the rest. And you at least get some of your dignity, money back. Someone on Depop wants what you've got. Start selling now. Depop, where taste recognizes taste.
Hello and welcome to a very sleepy episode of Lexx Education. It's the comedy history podcast where comedian me, Laura Lexx, tries to teach Ron about Elizabeth I.
Big yawn. It's a sleepy episode.
It is. We're not Kokios today. We're, what are we like?
We're little bears.
We're little bears who need a bigger lantern. I feel like I've got tiny eyes today. Have I got tiny eyes?
You do have... They're not so piggy, though. They are small, though.
Yeah,
they're
small.
more like Steve Buscemi size today.
They're small and they've been watering all day.
Hay fever? Emotions?
Hay fever and I'm tired.
A strong, facedly breeze?
It is windy today. I think it's mainly hay fever and just tired. I'm tired.
Seems like you've been very busy.
I know, which considering I was on holiday is...
All year, basically.
Yeah. That's the trouble, though, with your life looking like a holiday from the outside, but being almost constant work. Is you're just like, I've no boundaries on rest and doing stuff because you just fit it all in gaps.
If it makes you feel better, I don't think your life's a holiday.
No, you think my life's a
I've seen
nightmare.
all the dog shit in your garden.
There's no dog shit in my garden right now, thank you very much.
There often is, though.
When I'm not here, yes, because Tom doesn't pick it up, so...
Yeah, it was a nightmare. So much chewed plastic.
I pick up the dog poo every day before I take the dogs for a walk, and then I take it with me on the dog walk and put it in the dog poo bin while I'm walking. And that's a great system, because then there's never too much. It doesn't take over, but Tom likes to leave it all to build up for a month until the dogs are literally like, there's no space left to poop on.
Yeah.
It's not good for them.
No.
Anyway, let's not talk about dog shit. Let's not ruin the episode with a big chat about dog shit, for goodness sake. How are you, Ron?
Sleepy.
Yeah.
I'm so sleepy.
Why
I don't really...
sleepy?
I was traveling for a couple of weeks, and like it was just, like when I was in the UK for like 10 days or something, and it was just one of those where it's like staying in 5 different places over 10 days, and you get
I think that's
sleepy.
what I find really hard about your lifestyle is working from home, and having set hours. When I'm sleepy, if I have to sit still, I will just go to sleep. I don't understand how people force themselves to stay awake and carry on working.
Just used to it, I think. It's you just, I don't know, I get paid to do it, so you just kind of do, really.
Yeah.
If I didn't, I'd just be sleepy outside, I guess. That would be much worse.
Yeah.
Or sleepy at mum and dad's house.
I was super tired this morning, and I had sort of bits of work to do during the day, but I was like, I'm pretty confident I can get those done in the afternoon. So this morning, Child of the Podcast and I snuggled and watched 2 films. And then we watched Pocahontas, and then Pocahontas 2 just sort of started auto-playing, and I was like, oh no, this is going to descend into 3 films, and I cannot lie here with her and watch 3 films in a row. We simply must move. And she was very cross.
I had a lot of dreams last night, and in one of them I was walking down the street with the gentle boy, and then he went into a shop and he pretended to be a police officer to the people in that shop. So I went outside and I rang the police and I said, "We've got an F-17 happening at this shop." And then a police car comes driving down the street and I'm like, "He's over there," and I point to him. And then he gets arrested, and then I'm interviewed by some solicitors about the crime, and then they're like, "Why are you such a grass? Why did you dob him in? This has nothing to do with you." And then I woke up, and I've been thinking about that dream ever since, just like, what did that mean?
God, maybe you're a grass, Ron.
I'd grass. I don't think you should be committing crimes.
Well,
I'm not going down for your crimes.
I think it depends on the crime, doesn't it?
Impersonating a police officer in a shop.
But why was he impersonating the police officer? What did he
Can't
want
remember.
out of that?
Can't remember.
No idea, okay.
Knowing him, peace and quiet, I think, would be the number one reason why he'd impersonate a police officer.
Maybe he was trying to get
just
the shop
stop
shut
a noise.
down to just
Yeah.
sort of shop in silence.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I don't think you come off well in that dream, Ron. Anyway, listen, let's do some history.
Straight in.
We're still on, well, it's been 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, but again, we don't do intros, outros anymore, so we have to do this in the main flavour. So this relatively is straight in.
Yeah, all right. But we don't mind the history. We don't have to put it off quite so much.
I'm getting bored of Elizabeth I.
Well, guess what? We're not actually talking about Elizabeth I today.
Oh, we're talking about her skirting boards or something.
Yes, Ron. We're talking about fashion and architecture.
Oh, we are actually talking about her skirting boards. Fuck
Yeah, but not her particularly, but just the fashions of the time is what we're talking about.
Okay.
So yeah, basically, this was quite interesting to me because I ended up doing a deep dive, which I did delete all my research on that because I thought I've gone too deep now and this is incredibly boring. But there were all sorts of words coming up that I was like, I've often heard that word in historical fiction and not really known what a kirtle or a jerkin was, but just sort of gone, it's probably a belt. Done. And
Yeah, there are all types of corset.
yeah, found out what they all were in this, so that was exciting. So fashion was very important in this period.
What period?
I think fashion's always quite important, but because, as we talked about before, Ron, what kind of age was it?
Loud.
No.
Transitional.
No. Think David Bowie.
Changes.
No.
Glam rock?
No. I didn't think there was glam rock. There might have been.
Glam loot. Station to station? What are you
No.
getting at?
What did
Life
we do
on
in
Mars?
the last episode, Ron?
We
Shake
had a
your
nice chat.
Tiny peanut sieve of a brain back to the last lesson that we did.
Wasn't last lesson the one where we talked about the people that wanted to have a nosh on, Liz?
No, no, I don't think so. Last one was the one where we talked about it being a golden age.
Oh. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So because it's a golden age, everybody's a bit wealthy and you're trying to use your wealth to show status, aka fashion comes into play.
Did David Bowie have a fashion song as well?
Fashion. Feels like he would have.
He did have a song called Fashion.
Ooh.
From 1980, though, so probably not good.
Hang on, I need to let her fly out.
Okay.
Hey, Ron, I might have eaten a bird poo today. Am I going to die?
Maybe.
Oh, no.
Why did you eat bird shit?
I don't know if it definitely was a bird shit. But I was having lunch outside with Child of the Podcast, right? And the pigeons are very active at the moment, and they like to sit on our roof and they toss bits of moss and stuff off the roof. And we were sitting having lunch and I was not paying attention and I ate a mouthful of my lunch and it tasted disgusting. But I didn't really get that flavour until it was already mid-swallow. So I either ate a lump of moss that had been tossed off the roof or a shit.
I think the only way that we can figure this out safely is for you to eat some moss and see if it resembles that.
Yeah. I think it's more likely to be moss because I think it could only really have been a shit if a bird had been flying over at the time.
I've been shit on several times in my life, and it's quite a violent event.
Yeah.
I think even if it was your lunch, I think it would have rocked your lunch.
Yeah. So I think it was some roof moss.
What were you having? Was it just bad?
No, it was a salad, and the rest of it was lovely. But Child of the Podcast and I made, I think you must have bought some katafa pastry when you were here.
Katafa pastry?
The like pastry that's like for baklava.
Phyllo pastry?
No, the like stringy, hairy one.
Not
Did you
me.
buy that? Oh, maybe I bought it before I went away. Anyway.
Were you trying to make Dubai choc?
Came home to the great freezer depression of 2026. And that was sort of still defrosting in the freezer. So I was like, that's salvageable. So Child of the Podcast and I today made marinated tofu and wrapped it in that pastry and air fried it. And it was delish. And then we had that with mozzarella and a salad. So it was a bit of salad that I ate that was suddenly gross. Hence not noticing the moss.
Yeah, I think you just got to eat some moss.
Oh, I don't want to.
Pick some off the roof now while you're up there.
I'm not going to lick moss on the podcast.
I'm asking you to lick moss. I'm asking you to eat moss. Just a small hunk.
I want to because I really didn't like it.
Maybe the size of a munchie. Like
No,
that kind of
I'm not going to do that. So, listen, fashion was a very important way of showing your status. There were also, in 1562, Lizzie so bothered about how she looks and her image, she passes laws to control what people were allowed to wear.
No one's forehead is allowed to be as big as mine.
Nobody's could.
Dead
so
air.
windy. Well, it's your edit. Just bloody do it, mate. Yes, Elizabethan sumptuary laws is what they're called.
Sumptuary?
Yes,
I wonder
sumptuary
what
laws.
does sumptuary mean?
Don't know. Sounds tasty though, doesn't it? Yes, so it sort of dictated what fabrics you could wear, what accessories, depending on your social status. And they sort of say like, oh, we want to stop poor people wasting their money. But actually, they're just like, we don't want you masquerading as one of us, you pieces of shit.
It was like a class thing.
Yeah, basically. Like, we don't want nouveau riche, basically, even if you've got the money, unless you're so-and-so, you can't do it.
Yeah. It's like saying nobody's allowed to wear super dry coats anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yes, that's how seriously these guys are taking all this fashion bobbish. So, the basic fashions that they want you to know about in the syllabus for men, you
Wait. Big puffy trousers so that you look like you've got chicken drumsticks for legs.
Yes. So
Collared ruffs.
They come down to like thighs or knees about there. And the fashion for cod pieces was on its way out at this point. Big detachable cod pieces have been quite in with Henry VIII.
Like, again, back to David Bowie, like in Labyrinth, he would keep some potpourri down there because of his smelly balls.
Yeah.
And the puppeteers near his balls.
Yeah, that's very kind of him. So
He was a nice man.
I think because you haven't
Rank,
got King anymore.
but nice.
Well, but you guys are all rank. Nobody's got fruitsome smelling junk after they've been filming all day.
No.
No one at all.
No, it's nice I'm saying it's nice of him to put
Yeah, but
some
I don't think it's
potpourri
fair
down.
to call him rank when he's just quite normally bald.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what it's like to work under the lights. How Could you smell Reece James's balls
No,
when
but
you unlocked the week
I wasn't
recently?
puppeteering anything at his crotch height, so...
But your natural sort of standing is not so far off.
Yeah, but I was sat next to him.
Yeah,
I wasn't
true.
kneeling. At no point was I managing Reece James's balls.
Fair.
Or anyone else's, for that matter.
He's got one of those plug-in things that goes every now and again.
It's plugged into his arsehole. On that note, you know how Mackie has the worst breath in the world, but
Yeah,
never farts?
she's like the evil version of one of those.
Yeah, she stinks, right? I was just sat next to her on the sofa just now, and she like wiggled a bit, and then went tiny fart, like a noise one, and it stank. And I was like, maybe the back is finally opening up, and the breath will stop.
And all of the rot can waft through.
Yeah, but it would be so
that
much
better?
better if it came out in pockets of fart than in a constant eking of breath.
I fear it will be both.
Well, this is my worry, that it's going to be both. But I've never, ever, that's the first fart I can confirm ever having come out of that dog.
I think all logic, reason, and evidence suggests it will just be both. Or that was her one fart ever.
Yeah, she's such a lady. She's just, it was a boop. And then,
She's not a lady.
oh, it
She's
stank.
you know those toys that you get. They're just like a plastic tube that's quite hard to hold on to.
Yeah.
She's like one of those that reeks.
Yeah. I love her. I've been letting her have front garden time lately because
Is that what you call it?
Yuzu's not allowed in the front garden because despite being a lot bigger looking than Mackie, she can still fit between the gate posts. So she can escape. And also she's smart enough to have just worked out how to open the gate. So she's not allowed in the front garden. But so like we just sort of stopped letting either of them out in the front garden. But Mackie loves it. She just sits on the bottom step and waits for foxes.
And barks at them.
No, she doesn't even bark. She just sits there and watches them. She loves them. I
fair
think
play.
she's part fox. Anyway, so yes, they have those trouser things. They have
She's the tip of the tail.
little hose, little tights.
Laura's too tired for jokes.
I just didn't really get that one.
Because she's white and scruffy, like the tip of a fox's tail.
Foxes don't have white tails.
The tips of their tails are white.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. Are you thinking of Fantastic Mr. Fox?
No, I'm thinking of foxes.
I don't think I've ever seen a fox with a white tipped tail. I think you're
Let me
thinking
send
of...
you a picture of literally any fox.
I see foxes all the time.
Yeah, and you're not apparently taking them all in.
The average fox around here does not have a white tip on its tail.
They certainly do, Laura.
They certainly do not, Ron. I'm sure you
They
can find
certainly
them.
do.
I'm sure some
I can
do.
hear the crowd going wild. Run, run, run. Because every fox
Oh,
is...
that's not the average fox, though.
That is the average
That's
fox. That
not
is the
the average
quintessential,
fox.
picturesque fox.
Yeah, exactly. That's the picturesque quintessential
another one.
fox.
Here's one in Alberta with a...
Yeah, those are all wild foxes. Look at these city fucks. They don't have it.
There's another one.
Here you go, look. I'm sending you loads of urban foxes. None of them have got white tipped tails.
Conveniently, none of the tips of their tails are in these pictures that
Oh,
you've sent
get
me.
fucked. They absolutely are.
No, they're absolutely not.
Zoom in, you stupid prick.
That's just its head.
There
That
you
one, the
go.
tip is
Nothing.
hidden behind a moss
Nothing.
bank.
There you go. Oh, here's two with the tips firmly. Boop, boop, boop. Nothing.
Literally, that one, they've all got white tips.
Some have white tips, but not all of them. Anyway. What are we talking about? They have hose. They have little tights.
Wait, I wasn't done.
Oh.
I think they've got the poofy trousers.
Yep.
I think also what was big at the time was hats that were somewhat like berets with big feathers. Ruffs.
Well, they haven't got hats on this here.
Ruffs though.
Yeah, ruffs are big, and ruffs get bigger and bigger throughout her time period to the point where they have to have like structural wiring in them to keep them up.
And then what it always looks like in the paintings and that is like they're wearing an undergarment, and then they have another garment on top that's got holes in it, and then they pull little bumpy bims through.
Yeah, that sort of slashing so you can see a second colour through. That's been big, I think, since Henry's time. It doesn't go away in this period.
I'm just going to submit this into evidence, Laura. Pictures of cartoon foxes.
Yeah, I'm sure cartoon foxes do run, but I'm just saying the average street fox does not have a big fluffy white end to its tail.
But I think you should have known, but you did dispute quite broadly.
I was thinking about all the foxes I've seen lately, rather than foxes people have drawn over the years. And you're right. I should have disregarded the evidence of mine own eye and instead focused on pretend foxes.
Well, I just think you were like, oh, what are you on about? White tip of the tail? 'Cause that's classic fox stuff.
Sure.
It's like if I made a joke about something being white with sort of black patches being akin to a cow, and you're like, I see cows every day and they don't have that.
But that would be perfectly fine if you lived in an area that didn't have Frisians.
Yeah, but you would know about Frisians, mate.
But if I didn't know about Frisians?
But you do.
What if I hadn't seen a Frisian for 25 years?
But you'd still know about Frisians.
I'd be like, do pandas as the punchline.
No, they're too uniform. They're not splotchy enough. Anyway, carry on then.
Dalmatians? That's what I thought you were going down the line of.
No, they're not splotchy enough. They're spotty.
I think you're using splotch wrong. I'd say a Springer Spaniel is more splotchy.
They are also splotchy, yes.
Yeah.
I'd say Frisian is quintessential splotch. Anyway, carry on then.
Yeah, all right.
I'm done with my guesses.
Yeah, hats doesn't come up on the syllabus here. Beards are in. Beards. Everyone's got those pointy beards. You know, the sort of Francis Drake beard?
Yeah, well, he was around at the time, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
exactly. They got one of those. Then
Guy Fawkes-esque.
you've got jerkin. So the jerkin is sort of a colourful velvet jacket.
Okay.
The doublet is a man's fitted jacket. So basically, you're wearing a lot of layers.
Yeah.
Everybody is going around in a lot of stiff layers. And they did talk about this in one of the things I read, that there was
Got to
like,
be stiff if you're going to be jerking.
you have to be aware there's no heating. So a lot of them
it's going to be
didn't
drafty.
mind. Yeah. So you've got your jerkin and your doublet. That's your sort of top layers. And often with these things, especially with the women, all the sleeves and stuff were detachable. So you could like mix and match your corsets and your top bits and your skirts and sleeves and stuff and kind of make it fun.
Nightmare.
And
I'm
a
going to be
cape.
losing those.
Capes are quite big.
Amazing.
Yeah. I did read a fun thing. I think it's a fashion that dies out during Elizabeth's time, but there was a fashion at one point for wearing like padded stomachs to represent armour. Like it was sort of looked like a knight's armour, but it just made everybody sort of strut round with bellies hanging out in front of them because they'd wear padding on their
That's odd.
tummies. Yeah, so that's weird. So then, yeah, and then for women, you know, it's big dresses, basically, is the aristocrats. Hair was dyed and often a lot of wigs. You want to make a big deal of your hair's got to be pretty fancy. Ruffs again, white makeup, you're putting all the lead paint on your face. Then they've got a fun thing called a farthingale. That's a hooped petticoat, so they're sort of wearing hoops to accentuate their hips and stuff, and the bottom. And then a bodice, obviously, on the top, and shoes. And again, sort of sleeves would be detachable and things like that. Because a lot of the outerwears, I'm pretty sure they said the under stuff would get washed, but the outer stuff wasn't really washable. So it would get brushed and aired and stuff, but you're not really cleaning all these velvets and things
Fair.
like that.
I've never washed a coat.
Never.
No.
Oh.
You supposed to?
I wash my coat, yeah.
When? How often?
Couple of times a year.
That's mental.
Why? It smells sometimes.
Not mine. It just goes in the cupboard and it comes out next year sort of older, but okay.
I don't know, sometimes my coat, like, really takes on whatever we've been cooking in the house or something, or...
Yeah, I cook lovely,
The cuffs get
fragrant,
sort of
lovely
brown.
fragrant dishes.
Yeah, but I don't want to smell like a lovely fragrant dish while I'm just walking around.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, no. I've washed my zebra print coat. I wash quite a lot because
3 or 4 times a year is unhinged.
it's not unhinged because you wash it before the start of the winter season, and then I probably wash it twice through the winter.
No, I don't wash any of my coats.
Well, I think you must stink then.
We hang out and you've never said, Ron, your
I
coat
will. Next time I
stinks.
see you, I will tell you stink.
No, I'm going to tell you smell like chicken nuggets.
Well, I'll say I highly doubt it. My coat has been washed recently.
I highly doubt it because the freezer defrosted. We have no nuggets.
Don't be stupid, Ron. I've rebought nuggets.
Yeah, of course.
What do you think I am? So that's fashion, Ron.
It's all locked away up here, buddy boy.
Yeah. I did find a website that had some cool pictures in, but I don't feel like you're in a mood to talk about them.
I'm being chatty and lovely. You're trying to bruise through this, which is fine, but don't leave that on my doorstep. Show me the pictures.
All right, I'll send you this link and you can describe to the listener. So this website here's got examples of fashionistas and stuff. So they've got like some famous kids from the time, and they were like basically you just dress kids like tiny grown-ups.
Okay, what am I looking at here? Okay, so we've got a couple. He does have a sort of Guy Fawkesian thing going on. They're looking very Puritan. They're in the black and the white. I think we've discussed
But
before.
you can
in this
really
era.
see how her look reflects Lizzie one.
Yeah. She's got that sort of Queen of Hearts hair, like 2 Art Garfunkels kissing. They're both wearing big ruffs, far too big, arguably. She's throwing up gang signs. And he's got a strange sort of swept back hairdo, but with curls over the ears.
Yeah. Do you know why the gang signs are in there, Ron?
I imagine it was some kind of symbology in the painting, and it would mean something,
I
like some
believe
status thing.
It's a sign of the prowess of the painter and how expensive this painting was to have commissioned, because painters in this time, much like AI, struggled with hands. Hands were the hardest thing to get right. So if you see paintings where the hands aren't in there, it's a sign that the painter was less adept. So the more the hands are doing and the bigger and prominent they are, the more of a status symbol it is for the painter and the person commissioning the painting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd think the fabric and stuff would do it, but then what we got? We got another woman. She looks like a mad cake. The picture won't get bigger for me. Oh no, I can zoom in. There we go. Again, very.
She's got candles in her hair, hasn't she?
Yeah, right.
I didn't notice those at first. I quite like the fabric on this dress, though, to be fair. This is Fashion History.
It's very William Morris.
By the way, and their page looking at 1590 to 1999. So Fashion History timeline, 1590 to 1599, if you want to go and have a look. It is quite William Morris, you're right.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous fabric. Yeah, and there seem to be fruits and flowers all over it, and then an incredible amount of like decorations and hanging strings with beads and
when you think
some sort of
every single
lacy
one of these
frill.
Hand stitched, hand done. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's the whole ensemble together, if you squint, is fairly barn owlish as well.
Yeah. This sort of, is it a widow's peak, that hair? They would pluck their hair back and leave that, I think it's called a widow's peak, that sort of triangle of hair in the middle of the forehead. So they'd pluck their foreheads to make the forehead look longer and to have that look.
It doesn't seem practical.
As a dress or a hairstyle?
Both, but I mainly mean the dress.
Well, I'd guess for these people in this status, the less practical your dress, the more you're advertising you do fucking nothing, and you can afford to do fucking
the idle
nothing.
rich.
You know, it's like the whole sort of like milk white skin was rich, and fatness was rich looking, whereas now it's like tanned and skinny. It's like, because now you're advertising that you can afford healthy foods and can go on holiday.
Yeah. But all of that aside, she's got massive guns.
Yeah, she's got big sleeves on.
Yeah, her arms look like legs. She has no legs. Maybe those are her
The
legs.
Countess of Nottingham, by the way. I think this dress makes her body look really long. And
She's
her
got the
legs...
body type of Geodude. It's mental.
I guess that's the farthingale. The way that skirt has a sort of strong circle at the top, like the top of a cake. That's the farthingale bit.
I think you could play marbles on the hips of that dress.
Yeah, I wonder if they ever did just balance stuff on themselves.
Next one down, she's got the peak as well. She's got quite an elaborate sort of pearl indented headdress on. Another big frill, this one lacier. Yeah, it's all mad stuff. It's very garish.
Yes.
And you can see why less than 200 years later they were lopping these fucks' heads off. Because it would annoy you. Oh, there's a picture of like an actual dress, not a painting down there.
Yeah. I read some stuff as well about
It's a lot more tasteful not in painting.
And the colour will have faded a lot because obviously these are all natural dyes. So as the brighter your clothes as well, the more status you had because it was newer because the dye had faded less, but it was also like, oh, you can afford good dyes. Because this is a real time of trade and of a lot of like wool is starting to fade out of being the main thing and you're getting more cottons and silks because obviously East India trading companies sort of opening up. So you're starting to have a lot more coming in from outside England. So you're getting so many different types of material that they've just never had before. It's quite exciting.
Such a shame for the women of the time that the woman that was defining the look had such a horrendous look. Like,
well, she didn't when she was younger though. She was quite attractive younger.
I'm sure she was attractive, but the look of forehead maxing, ginger white person afro with the big widow's peak, deathly pale, it doesn't turn me on.
No, but I guess they'd have been deathly pale whatever they did. Like any queen on the throne at this point, pale would have been cute. I suppose they could have been some sort of Spanish princess and so had like long dark hair. That could have been the thing. Yeah. Yeah, I think the fashion's quite interesting.
The fashion, yeah.
I did read a thing about, and obviously this is the aristocracy we're talking about, but normal people would have obviously not really had loads of clothes, but they would have kind of attempted to copy bits and bobs that were in fashion, so it would have filtered down. And I did read a cool thing about, there's obviously not many remaining things, but there was a guy that fell into a peat bog in Shetland, and the clothes on him were preserved as well, but then I couldn't find it anywhere. I found it referenced on a website and then couldn't find it to look at, but there are a few scraps of normal people clothes from around that time.
In the menswear bit, you can see how armour was really influencing the looks. Some of these portraits, they are wearing armour. They all appear to have their full legs out.
Yeah, the trousers were like generally above the knee or thighs.
No, like the top two pictures here, like from ball to foot leg. It looks like, at least.
Hang on, let me just go back to that page. Oh no.
This guy here is wearing sort of slutty little knee-high socks. Sure. With lacy tops. Fair play.
Where am I looking?
So if you go down to menswear, not the first one, you can't see his legs, but then you've got Sir Anthony Mildmay. He's got no trousers on. And then you've got Captain Thomas Lee, no trousers on. And you know he's got no trousers on because he's got his feet out for the lads.
Oh, yeah. He also looks like he's got a very deep V on his top.
That is a
too.
super deep V. He looks like he's been caught sneaking out of a bedroom.
He also looks like his hand has been deflated.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean about hands being quite hard to do?
He looks like he's missing all the bones in one arm.
Yeah. He's having a mad time.
Yeah, to right from him, you've got the one with the slutty little knee-high socks, the lacy top.
The guy under him is very seductive. Nicholas Hillard.
Yeah.
Portrait on miniature. I wonder if that was like a sexy photo to give to a lover.
Yeah, it's pretty... He does appear to be burning in hell
Yes.
in this picture.
Yes. He is like that meme of everything's fine.
Yeah.
Come fuck me.
Everything's
it's all on
fine,
fire
but
anyway.
make it real sexy.
Yeah. The thing I like about this is how they would have seen these things and been like, this is the most hyper masculine thing I've ever seen in my life. And how when people are like, gender's not a construct, and then you show them this like deflatable armed guy in a cut down to his belly button with the whitest pale, no trousers on, and you're like, this was how he chose to be painted to show himself as a strong and important man.
He spent like the equivalent of maybe hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands.
Yeah. This is a BMW, and this is the look that made everybody go, wow, he is the Bezos of a generation.
Yeah, I mean, on the gender being a construct thing, it's like the thing that the biggest piece of evidence I think for that is that like the colors flipped like less than 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Pink used to be for boys; it was seen as like aggressive, like red.
Yeah, people are stupid. So that's fashion. Then architecture. I mean, it's basically the same stuff, but you're doing it
Glass
on your
houses,
house.
wasn't it? Didn't we talk about this? With lots of windows.
Hardwick Hall was the one we talked about before.
Oh, more church than wall.
Yeah, that's it. More glass than wall. So basically you've got a couple of reasons for this. So you've got peace at the time, so you haven't got to have a defensive house anymore. It's not like the main house in the region is where the whole village are going to flee to. Also because of the dissolution of the monasteries, lots of families have been gifted more space, land, and then income because they own the land now, because the church has sort of sold off these parcels of land. So there's a lot more richness and space around. And there's trade. Obviously, it's a golden age, so there's a lot of wealth in these big houses. And the French and Italian Renaissance is happening, and you've got that news of that is spreading to England at this point. And money's here now, so they can start doing French and Italian stuff. So you're getting less and less just like, here is a castle, it looks like a castle, and you're getting like, oh well, my steward has been in Venice and come back with the latest ideas, let's make
some things don't fucking change, do they? Like the government's selling off public assets to the wealthy, that doesn't fucking change. Being sat on our rainy little piss-stained rock and just hearing about how great things are in Europe.
Yeah, so you've got geometric plasterwork becomes quite a cool feature of this time. You've got a loggia, which is basically a gallery with open sides. Symmetrical layouts of the house, so that started to become quite popular.
Wait, how do you? I want to see this loggia thing.
Loggia.
Oh, a loggia. I thought you said a loggia, like one word.
Yeah. So houses before...
Oh, yeah, I know this sort of thing, sure.
It was all about basically conserving heat. So you tried to just have a big hall for everything happening and then little rooms going off it. But you were unlikely
Heat the person, not the house.
To heat a bedroom, so you wouldn't bother trying. But now people can have a fireplace in every room. So you're having cool layouts and different wings and stuff like that. And just cooler stonework, like you're showing off. And glass was a big thing. Glass and chimneys, the more chimneys you had, you're showing you can heat. And then you'd have these long galleries, which if you've been to any sort of National Trust place, you'll have walked up and down these. They sort of basically, it's like, I can hang lots of paintings and we can exercise in the house when it rains for a week on end and the ladies have to work off some of this Turkish delight. So yeah, Hardwick Hall is the one that they bring up as a thing again. And then they just barely say anything about it. And then they're like, the historical environment question for 2025 was on Hardwick Hall. You need more detailed knowledge on it than is mentioned above. Just like, okay, super unhelpful then. So I had a look at Hardwick Hall. And this family, I mean, they must have been absolutely fucking minted. So Bess of Hardwick is the one credited with Hardwick Hall coming into being. But she also, have you heard of
It's
Chatsworth?
gorgeous, to be fair. Chatsworth, yeah.
So Chatsworth was also theirs, and Hardwick
Fuck.
Hall is their like second bit shit house compared to Chatsworth. So this is sort of Derbyshire area in England, and she was on her fourth marriage, I think. She'd made a ton of money marrying rich dudes, and then they'd been dying. It's no shade suggested. I don't think she was killing them. So then, she sort of seemed to put it into really cool architecture projects and things like that. So Chatsworth is one of the big family piles for them. It's still in the family, and Chatsworth is fucking cool. It's massive. It's absolutely beautiful.
You see it in films and stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
Because it is mental.
I think Chatsworth's not National Trust. It's either private still or it's English Heritage, but I think it might be. You can visit Chatsworth, but it's not National Trust, I think. So there's that one. And so Hardwick Hall was their other house.
Hardwick Hall is National Trust.
Yeah, Hardwick Hall is. I think I've been there.
I like Hardwick Hall more, I think. It's cool.
It's really cool. It's
It
I mean,
is
the
more
windows are a
glass than
feature.
wall.
Yeah.
It's not even a slam, it's fact.
Yeah. So it was, the architect was Robert Smithson. And he's sort of starting to bring fashion from Florence over to Britain.
There's a picture of a woman looking a lot like a cake in Hardwick Hall. Kind of looks like the same woman, but they all do kind of look the same.
Yeah, it's very hard to tell their individual features when they've plucked all their hair the same. It's like the sort of tendency now to have the same plastic surgery done, so you all look the same. Nothing's changed.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've been to Hardwick Hall. It was cool. But yeah, Bess seemed quite cool. She was an amazing sewer. So her last husband, William Cavendish, who was the, was it her last husband? Or maybe, no, the latest one was George Talbot, the Earl of Shrewsbury. He did some of the imprisoning of Mary, Queen of Scots, like looked after her as she was being shuffled from house to house kind of thing. And then this Bess of Hardwick woman, she did loads of sewing. And then, like, when she died, her entire collection of tapestries that she'd made and stuff got inherited, and the family still have them. So it's the largest collection of surviving textiles, I think, from the era, which is quite cool.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's Hardwick Hall. I don't know. I guess try and remember the architect, Smithson.
This is all locked away. Don't worry.
Yeah, chimneys and glass. That's what they're interested in. Chimneys and glass. That's kind of everything they've got. Let's just do this last little tickly bit on the end here, which questions whether there was a golden age.
I've been saying it to you. It's locked in the brain now, so...
Yeah. There's some historians, so I'm guessing, giving GCSE, they're sort of starting to make you argue and question things. Some historians claim that it was a myth that there was a golden age, and they sort of say things like, no, you're still, like, there was stuff happening, but it was also still quite a brutal place to live. It's not all twinkling about on a glockenspiel. Well,
it feels like it would be quite easy to mistake it for a golden age because the rich seem to have gotten a lot richer.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't spending all their money killing each other, so you're going to have houses and paintings and stuff, even if the average Joe Schmuck is still dying and eating potatoes out of a can.
Yeah. I guess that's pretty much what comes up here. So things that they want you to know about that you can maybe argue that it wasn't. Bear baiting and dog fighting, like blood sports are huge, I guess, in cockfighting and all that sort of stuff. But that really carries on for another couple of 100 years, I think. I'm not sure that, like, animal rights really kicks in until...
And like, as much as I think sort of morally that wouldn't be a golden age, I don't know, you know, like the Roman Empire, they were doing blood sports at their peak. Like,
Yeah, I guess what they're arguing there is that it's unenlightened.
right. Okay.
That's an argument for, hey, they hadn't like solved all moral problems. Life expectancy was
Of course,
still
no. It
pretty
was also
low.
the high watermark for like human, like capital punishment and stuff.
Oh yeah, and this is the very beginnings of the transatlantic slave trade. One of the
Yeah.
worst atrocities. Oh yeah,
I didn't realise
Ron,
it was on the cards that it might be like an enlightened golden
I'm not
age.
saying that you would
Fuck
sit
yeah.
there and say this was the zenith of human existence, but they're trying to arm 15-year-olds to not parade around going, I actually heard that the golden age for humanity was Elizabeth's first time and it's all got shitter since then.
Yeah, but actually then, in the next lesson, right at the end, they decided to tell me that it's not, because actually dogs had to fight each other every now
Well,
and
there's
again.
more in the list, Ron. Life expectancy was low. Most people are living in quite poor
Well,
conditions.
they're burying the lead by fucking headline, badger baiting still huge, and then in the small text, all this other stuff.
Also, 400 million people stolen from their homeland and shipped across the ocean. Yeah, it's not good. The last one in the
Badger's
list,
cute, say public, sad when mauled.
astrology was still used to cure a sick person. So there you go. That's those are arguments for why it's not a golden age.
I understood, and I will fight that argument in my essay.
Yeah, there you go. That was a nice little meander through fashion and architecture, wasn't it?
It was lovely.
Just nice and gentle. What are you doing?
I found a song about Hardwick Hall from Sarah McQuaid's 2012 album.
Oh, I love her 2012 album.
It's called Hardwick's Lofty Towers. And let's listen to it now together. Yes, it's got towers. I wouldn't say they're lofty.
People write songs like this one. It's called Hardwick's Lofty Towers. The boy to whom I first was wed was dead within the year. I cried many an angry tear. Widow's weeds had pleaded for my tower. I wasn't thinking then of Hardwick's Lofty Towers.
It's a bit Nick Drake.
Hardwick's Lofty Towers.
There we go. There's a little taster of Sarah McQuaid.
Big up Sarah McQuaid. I quite
Hardwick's
liked that.
Lofty Towers.
I've given it a like.
Hey. Lofty Towers. Was I looking?
They're
at the
not
wrong
lofty.
house?
They're debatably towers. They're kind of just, there's
I think
one
they're
extra
nubs.
room.
That is a nub. Is this the same?
Hardwick's Lofty Nubs. Doesn't have the same
Lofty
ring to it.
Nubs is my stripper name. I got lofty nubs and I cannot. You always get to know. When a girl walks in with an itty bitty nub and gets lofty,
It's
in
way
your
above
face,
your face.
You
You
get
go,
jumping. Lofty towers.
Hardwick's Lofty Towers.
It's so weird that she wouldn't write a song about all the glass. I'd be like, Hardwick.
It's written from Bess of Hardwick's perspective.
Oh, right.
So there's something about those lofty towers.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to criticise. I can't write songs, so.
No, I like the music. It is funny that that's made it into the Wikipedia, and then there are 15 views on the song.
Yeah, why is no one curious anymore?
I don't know. Anyway, lovely.
I tried out doing some stand-up last night.
Whoa! Did she record this in Hardwick Hall? Hold the fucking phone.
Did she?
Maybe. It
I
looks
smell
like
a
she's
detentron coming on into
Sarah McQuaid.
Sarah McQuaid.
She's definitely performing in a big stately home in this video. Maybe Hardwick.
It would be crazy if it wasn't Hardwick.
Yeah, as the Wikipedia confirmed only person to write a song about Hardwick Hall. Hang on, I'm reading the credits. I went back too far. The credits haven't started yet. Credits, music and video footage featured. Recorded and filmed live in 2020 at St. Buryan Church, St. Buryan, Cornwall. So it's not Hardwick Hall, I'm afraid. I'd wager she's Cornish, living in and around the St. Buryan area, because that's where most of this stuff is filmed. Yeah, all right. Whack it on the list, Laura. Detention on Sarah McQuaid.
Yeah, all right. I'm not doing that research, though, just so you know. That one's on you.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can tell me all about the music.
She's from our neck of the woods.
Is she?
She's
She
performing in
sounded Irish
Westwood
to me.
Ho. No, I think she's from Cornwall. At least she lives in Cornwall now.
Oh, no,
She's
I
performing
hate
in Westwood
Cornwall.
Ho, Barnstable, Torquay.
God, her career's going as well as mine.
She's coming over to Belgium.
Ron, please go and see her in Belgium.
I'm in the UK when she's in Belgium, unfortunately.
No.
But I don't want to watch my chops. You must never say a word. No one's ever seen me and Sarah McQuaid in the same room together. She's going to a town called Ham, Belgium.
Right, I guess we've got to eat this moss then. Well, thanks, Ron. Thanks for joining me.
That's right.
That was nice, wasn't it? I like
Very
the
nice.
history ones. They're just so nice.
And chill, yeah.
See you next week for science.
Back at it.
Ruffs down.